What is up, YouTube? It is Hollywood Floss, the worst producer of all time, back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about different ways to get new drums. Okay, we're going to talking about layering these drums. Okay, I don't see that mentioned as much anymore. It used to be a hot thing back when the YouTube used to always just show beat making process from soul or boom bap making. I don't see that anymore. That we're talking about layering to get new sounds. You don't need to hoard all these sounds. But before we get into that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get any video that I bring to the channel. Okay, I'm trying to bring as much material and freshness to the channel as possible. Okay, so hit the like and subscribe button, notification bell. Also, you can follow me on BeatStars at HollywoodFloss and on Instagram and Twitter, hwfloss. And don't forget to pick up that merch, hollywoodfloss.beatstars.com/merch. Well, what am I talking about with layering? Everyone knows that we can do the clap sound, right? Everybody has the clap sound in their arsenal. Okay, but what happens when you just want to step outside the norm and get a new sound? And that's where layering comes in. Now, let's say you only have one kit, and that one kit has 10 drums, like 10 kicks, 10 snares, 10 hi-hats. How can you get more out of that? Besides EQing, you can layer your drums. Okay, so right now I have this clap, okay, as I already played, and I'm going to go to another clap. Okay, and I'm going to put this clap right here, and I'm going to layer it, meaning I'm going to mirror the clap that I already have, but I'm just going to tweak this one a little bit. Okay, so the regular one I turned down, and then the kind of astronaut one. Okay, so it's a little slight difference, right? And then you can even put a third one on there and make it even sound even crazier. And that's how you start getting new sounds. And of course, you will go ahead and EQ that and then bounce it out as a waveform. And you can have your own sound. Instead of always having to buy new kits, you're creating your own kits. Okay, let's try it with a kick. So we're gonna take all of this off, and we're just gonna put a kick there, and then we're gonna go look for some kicks. So I already have the regular one. I'll play the regular one. Okay, so might need a little, get one of those and see how it sounds when we layer them. Okay, okay, it's just a little bit more punchier. Okay, a little bit more punchier, and it just helps give you, it seems like you're doing so much more, but you're really not. You're just layering the kicks, layering the drums. Now, Dr. Dre is known for layering his snares. If you listen to a lot of Dr. Dre stuff, it sounds so powerful because it's 3 or 4 drums stacked on top of each other, bringing different EQs or bringing different sound elements to the snare. So it's, wow, it's more punchier. Okay, so let's look at how we can do this with the snares. All right, so we're gonna take that snare. Okay, I'm gonna put it on 2s and 4s. So we already know we have that one, and then these are 2 different snares as we've already previewed, but now they're gonna be layered. And you can render that down, export it, and now you can rename it, and now you have a new snare. So that's one way you can layer it in FL Studio because it's so easy with the step sequencer, right? Now this is what I use most of the time for my soul samples. I like to start in Superior Drummer 3. It just gives so much for the imagination, right? So let's start with the snare. Now this is like having a snare kit, a real snare kit, not like the electronic drums, right? But you can also take a snare from over here and you can layer it, and it's gonna ask, do you want to add the stack, or do you want to replace it total, or do you want to add an instrument? And I don't want to replace it. I just want to stack it. And then when it says stack will be centered, rim only, you can tell it where the stack will come from. I just want it to be in the center. I want you to hear it. Okay, so we're gonna stack that. So now you hear the bleeding or the remnants of the first one, the first snare, sound like a real kit, added on with the crunch and the clap sound of this snare, right? And you can do that with the kick, you can do that with the toms, you can do that with the crashes, you can do it with all of it and create a new sound. And you can keep on going. So let's find another part to just add that Uzi crunch to it. Let's import that in. So now you hear 3 different snares in one. Okay, you have the original rock and roll or drum kit. Then you have, I put in the other snare, and then I put on the Uzi snare on top of that. Now it's kind of loud, so you might want to take down the levels. Okay, so now when I go into grooves, and let's just pick, you know, a funky swing, you're gonna hear what I've already stacked together. Okay. And you get it. And you can do this with all types of things. You just make sure you render it down or you export it out so you get that new. Because I know it gets expensive being a producer. I mean, you're buying every new sound. You're trying to keep up with Splice. You're trying to keep up with Arcade. So this is a way to make your own drum kits and get creative. And last but not least, once you have that sound on your snares or whatever, you can bounce it down, or you can put it into a mixer track, and you can EQ it some more, so you get even more control of that. Okay, so really cool, really cool. And there are other drum VSTs that allow you to get involved in that, so make sure you like EXO. I know EXO drums and Sugar Bytes drum computer allows you to make your own sounds. So get crafty, get involved into making your own sounds and start making your own kit. This is the way that I've made my kits, and I will start making my kits again in the future, so you can get a hold of that. Let me know what you think, and if you do start creating your own kits, send them over to me and I'll preview them on my channel. It's your boy Hollywood Floss, the worst producer of all time. Let me know what you thought about this technique of drum layering. It's nothing new. I'm just bringing it back to the forefront because I don't see a lot of it anymore. So if you ever want to get creative, lo-fi especially, you know, use those snaps, those snares, those rock and roll drum kits all together, okay? Hollywood Floss, the worst producer of all time. Leave those comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram, hwfloss, Twitter, hwfloss, Twitch, hwfloss, and also BStars, hollywoodfloss.bstars.com, and buy their merch. I'll link it in the description. All right, have fun, layer up.